Hi everyone, I'm Nour Deeb, Country Manager, Egypt for the Institute for Transportation and Development Policy, ITDP. And today I will be walking you through the what are the basic elements to define a system as a BRT system. And maybe to just give you a quick introduction about ITDP, we're an organization that was established in 1985, and we have offices globally with headquarters in New York. And we work around the globe to design and implement high quality transport systems. And also we work with governments on developing policy solutions that would make cities more sustainable, livable, and equitable. And for the like about our work in Egypt, we have partnered with the Ministry of Housing and UN Habitat. Yeah, I think now it's in presentation mode, so thank you for this. Yeah, if you can go to next, please. Yeah, so I think I gave you a quick brief about ITDP. And then next, please. Focusing the lens on Cairo, when we looked at one of the busiest streets in Egypt, which is Faisal Street in Giza, we wanted to see how like the percentage of the largest percentage of our trips are usually made by public transport users who really don't have much of a space in the road. And the public transport, the car trips are usually made by 30% of the people. So we wanted to see how we can plan in a more equitable approach by providing more space for public transport users, for cyclists, for people who walk, rather than giving a big segment of the street to the car users who only represent 30% of the trips. So next, please. So the way we usually plan our streets need to be shifted. And for that, ITDP partnered with the UN Habitat and the Ministry of Housing on designing a 42 kilometers of BRT network. It's a gold standard BRT that connects Giza to 6th of October. We have 35 stations on that corridor. And as you can see, this is a render. For a BRT gold standard, you have to look at the complete street. And for this, we redesigned the street to include high quality footpath, as you can see on the right, good access to the station. Also the stations and the BRT system itself, like it covers the basic elements of a BRT system. And as you can see, one of the other elements that would make it, for instance, a gold BRT is that it has a passing lane. And a passing lane, it's the passing lane of the buses next to the stop lane of the bus that stops at the station. And this is very important to have like a passing lane because it will prevent sorry, bus punching, and it will ensure efficiency and high speed of the system. Next, please. So this is an example of one of the stations at Dar es Salaam. And next, please. So a BRT in general, it provides high quality and high capacity, high speed system. And it's also customer oriented because of the control center that it has that regulates the services. So this is what is good about the system. And in the end, it's not just a bus running in a bus lane, but it has many other elements that I will be speaking about in the next slides. Next, please. So what is a BRT? Next. So there are many elements that makes a BRT system a bus rapid transit system. First of all, we have dedicated bus lanes, enclosed and secure bus stations. And then the buses running on the system needs to be a clean, high capacity buses. Also, the system allows for a pre-board payment with smart cards. And this is like you're used to that system with the Cairo Metro. It's a prepaid system as well. And I sometimes, like we like to call the BRT, it's like a metro, underground metro, but it's running above the ground. And of course, it has complementary designs, or I would say accessories, that comes with the system, which is providing a high quality footpath and cycle tracks. Next, please. So those are the five main elements that defines a BRT, that was defined by the BRT standard. The dedicated right-of-way, busway alignment, platform level warning, the off-board fare collection, and finally the intersection treatments. So those are five key elements that I would say that this is a BRT system and not just a bus running in a segregated lane. Also, the BRT standard developed by Itdp and other partners had defined three different standards: gold, silver, and bronze. And the difference between those standards, it's about the variations between the system planning and the design elements that are included in the system. Yeah, next, please. So first of all, the dedicated right-of-way means that you have segregated bus lanes. Next. So the dedicated bus lanes, it really helps the buses to bypass the traffic jams and also improve the speed and the capacity of the buses. As you can see, this is a picture in Dar es Salaam, who has a very high capacity BRT. And as you can see, that there is a traffic on the mixed traffic side. However, the BRT, the bus lanes are able to move freely and with higher speed other than the cars. Next, please. This is an image of Dar es Salaam before they implemented the BRT. And in the next slide, you can see an after image of how they transformed the street. They have actually used the full street to only be dedicated for a bus lane, for the BRT lane, and they shifted all of the mixed traffic in other streets. Next, please. The second element is the busway alignment. Having a central alignment is very important for the efficiency of the system and also for the speed of the system. Next, please. Like, why a curbside alignment won't work, like placing the BRT lanes on the sides of the street or on one at each side, or maybe both of them at one side, for various of reasons. First of all, usually cars park at the curbside. So thus, when you have a bus there, it really stops several times because you will find a parked car blocking the lane. Next. The other thing is that the curbside alignment usually is get to be interrupted by car movements that they want to go to other junctions. So they usually interrupt the bus operations. Next. So the median aligned BRT lanes, as you can see on the left side, if we had the side alignment of two of the bus lanes, they usually, as we said, interrupted by the property entrances, by the junctions. However, if we have central alignment, as you can see on the right side, this improves the safety and the bus speeds. And as you can see, the two green lines are never interrupted by side interruptions. Next, please. So median lanes not only helps with the car users, but like resolve the interactions or reduce the interactions with car movements, but also with pedestrians and cyclists. And it also reduces the stress on the driver of the BRT bus because they have a one lane centered in the middle. And of course, the challenges or obstacles, whether with car users, pedestrians, or cyclists, is way much reduced than if you have it on a curbside alignment. Next, please. Also, if we looked at the stations, if we have a center alignment stations, that actually reduces the construction and operational cost, because usually you're going to have one station centered in the median instead of having two stations on both sides. And that, of course, creates a better convenience for the passenger and reduce the construction cost. Next, please. The platform level boarding is another element of the BRT. Next, please. So if you have a platform level boarding, it means that when you are at the station, there is a smooth surface where you can directly be at the same level with the bus, compared to a normal bus where people would stop and would have to climb stairs first. And of course, this reduces from the system speed, because people would take more time till they climb the stairs and they need to watch their step. of course, in comparison, if you have a smooth transition between the station and the bus. Next, please. So when looking at the design, the way it's usually being done is you ensure that the bus floor is at the same level of the station, of the platform. So for instance, for the Cairo BRT, we have increased like the platform to be plus 900 in order to ensure that it's on the same level of the bus floor. Next, please. Also, that of course helps people with disabilities to be able to travel independently, and it reduces the travel challenges that they usually face from the time they get out of their homes till they reach their final destinations. Next, please. Off-board fare collection, next please, is another element for the BRT, and why we choose to have off-board instead of having, let's say, a conductor collecting tickets from passengers on the bus. This is because it's way more convenient for passengers. It also reduces the delays. It prevents revenue leakage if you looked at the side of the government or the investor, and it generates data that would help the operator and the system planners to know more data about the ridership that they have on the BRT. Next, please. The last element is about the intersection treatment. Intersection treatment is very important, and many systems, they just neglect it, but it really affects the efficiency of the system. So by intersection treatment, we usually avoid left turns like if we start looking at that yellow car on the image starting from the left side, we have, we usually don't like to have left turns because the BRT driver, bus driver, he doesn't really have a clear access of the bus, of the cars turning right, as opposed to the cars perpendicularly cutting the way of the BRT lane, as you can see on the right image. So usually we design square about designs to help with the phasing of the intersections. Next, please. So usually there are several ways where you can replace the left turns. There are several designs depending on the situation, of course, that you have on the ground to be able to have a two-phasing system. Next, please. This is another image at Dar es Salaam where, as you can see, the left turn has been rerouted in order to ensure that you have a safe cut through the BRT lane. Next, please. So the square about design, or any roundabout design, any intersection, sorry, it's good to have a two-phasing because that helps in reduction of the intersection delay by combining both the street and the turning movements as well. Next, please. So the BRT system, again, it comes with another complementary services. One of them is the system, the control center that it has in order to ensure the quality and the buses are on schedules, and you'll be able to also track the lines and adjust the service plan based on the ridership. Next. And if we are looking at from a perspective of a complete street, then it's very good in your design to ensure that you have proper cycle tracks and also footpath in order to be able to have a complete street and not only focusing on the mixed lanes or the car traffic lanes. Next, please. So the BRT standard, for those who don't know about the Itdp BRT planning guide, I encourage you to look at it. And there is, for the BRT standard, there is a checklist and it has like scoring points. So usually also one of our projects is that we do scoring for the existing BRT systems to see how we can enhance it or increase its efficiency, maybe move it from a bronze system to a gold system. And by that, I would like to end my presentation. Thank you very much. I'm looking forward to the panel discussion.